welcome to this episode of the Ski Mojo Lockdown, hosted by me, Chemmy Alcott. I am really excited to be joined today by super fit Nicola Fuller. I'm really into my fitness. I'm really into my skiing, so I know we're going to get on really well. Really gutted for you, Nicola, that you didn't get to ski this winter because of lockdown. That must be a horrible way to look back on this winter.
Wasn't great. Yeah, I had to wait until March, end of March, my ski trip. All season, look forward to the one ski trip I could make, and then.
Does that not just make you more excited for next year, though? Are you going to double book next year? Can you get a double time in the mountains next year, or will it just be a spring trip?
I do hope so, because I work at a school. I always have to build it around the holidays, so that's why I had to wait so long. There we are.
Well, that's quite tough. So
maybe we'll ski this year.
You can only ski in school holidays, so only when the prices are high and it's really busy.
The week before Christmas is quite good. I've had a couple of good experiences of that. Empty mountains, lucky with the sunshine, lucky with the snow, and inexpensive.
Yes,
so I might ski this year.
Amazing. It's kind of a risk that week. Everyone always thinks, oh, now the winter's getting later and it extends through into Easter more. But like this winter we've just gone, the prices for rental for that period were so low because the last few years historically we've had poor snow, and then this year we had great snow. So the people who had gone then were, it was dreamy. So I think that's a really great week. It's definitely worth taking the risk, because even if you're in the mountains, there's not a load of snow, there'll still be something. They'll still open something up.
Just go high. Yeah,
go high, exactly. So tell me, how are you finding lockdown? I mean, you're about to go back to work. You're one of the first to go back to work because the schools are going back next week.
Selfishly, I have to say it hasn't been too bad. The weather's been lovely, hasn't it? And plenty of time for walking and running and time with my kids at last. It hasn't all been bad, but a little bit frustrating, clearly.
Yeah, I'm actually the same. I've been in this kind of hamster wheel of craziness since I retired, and even having the kids, I didn't take maternity and any leave that way. So I've actually secretly enjoyed it too. I think a lot of us have enjoyed it. I'm interested to see how we kind of get back. But for me, it's all about being able to be stronger for next season. And like you said, the one thing we've been able to do is being active, and fitness is such a huge part of your life. Is that something that you find helps your ski performance?
I don't think I'm a keen enough skier to be able to measure it in that way, but clearly when you are skiing, a little bit of stamina and strength is a very good thing.
I remember my mum when I was growing up, she wasn't the fastest skier, and we were all quite fast, my dad and my brothers, and we would bomb down a run, and we'd have a meeting point always, so on the knoll of a ridge, and we'd sat there and wait for her, and then she would never come, and then she'd give us a call and say, look, I'm at the lift, where are you? And we said, well, we're at the meeting point, and she'd just go, keep going, she'd just go straight past, she'd never stop. She was like slow and steady, and just, you could see her coming a mile off, but she never stopped. And I always thought that's a lovely way to be. I'm not stopping to chat. It's not about chatting.
It's like golf.
Exactly. And tell me, how were you introduced to Ski Mojo?
Word of mouth, really. Friends of friends. Someone knew someone who knew someone who had a Ski Mojo. You've got to try it. I had my ACL, ruptured my ACL skiing. I had it replaced, and what can I try to make my legs stronger? So I gave it a try, and
so it was based on you having this injury and wanting to get back. Were you trying to get back to skiing quicker than you were designed to, or was it just to support the rehab that you'd done on your ACL?
The latter. I nervous a year after the surgery, I nervously had a go at going back to skiing, but I was always a little bit frightened, having ruptured it skiing in the first place, and just putting the equipment on just gave me the confidence to give it a go. And
that's amazing. I always say that because people I think it's a support system. And I've got lots of asymmetrical injuries in my lower limbs. And for me, I could wear knee braces, I could wear supports on each side. But all that does when I've had that before is remind myself that I have this injury. Whereas having this kind of like skirt, this system underneath to take off that pressure and to help me perform and getting on the front of my skis, it's just like, it's like a helping hand. It's like a little, you got a little bit of a buffer. Here we go. Have some help.
You're absolutely right. And the symmetry is a great thing as well. Even when you're turning, keeps you in line as well.
Exactly. I think especially for females, we do struggle with that A-frame, so our knees coming into the turn. And like you said, the Ski Mojo, it's all about this pendulum motion, the way the skis are made now, underneath the body, underneath the hips. And it really does force you into that body position.
And it wasn't gradual, it was instant.
Really?
It was the instant I switched it on and started skiing. I was quite nervous about it. I had this thing on. I was quite and the second I switched it on and pointed my ski down the mountain, whoa!
Amazing.
Really? Yeah.
Isn't that fab? Because some people say it takes a little getting used to, and some people say straight away. So I guess it's where your technique lies, whether it's straight away an instant support or you have to kind of adapt a bit. But even if you have to adapt your technique, you know you're adapting it for the better. But that's amazing. And, really and did you feel, so not just technique, but was there that confidence boost, that instant confidence boost that you've got this, you know, you've got that support, you can do anything?
Yeah, and it really is, as you say, support, kind of lifting you around turns a little bit. I really and truly, a couple of times I've either forgotten to switch it on, or I don't think I've ever forgotten to put it on, but you know, I just don't want to ski without it now.
Amazing. But it's an easy thing to rely on, because you know, if you are feeling like you don't want it on, it takes half a second to switch it off, and you can try and you can test with it. Have other people noticed your technique and your confidence in your skiing improve because you're wearing it?
Yes, my children. Yeah. So they sort of, well, not anymore. 21 now. But yeah, for a while I was back up their level again. Amazing.
And even though your knee is obviously healed now, you still wear it. You still wouldn't ski without it.
Correct. And that's partly, you know, advancing years as well.
Yeah, just don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Does it help you? Does it help open up the whole mountain for you? So instead of looking at runs before that you might have gone, oh gosh, I can't do that. Can you go, you know what, I'll give it a go. I'll test my limit.
I guess so, yeah. That's all about confidence, isn't it?
Yeah. I know. I mean, for me, I really struggle on moguls. I struggle when it's cruddy / snow, but I think actually it can be really fun if you have the right setup. And by setup, I don't mean just skis and boots. I mean, you know, can you ski pain-free? Can you do something that normally your body is restricted by? And that's why, for me, the Ski Mojo, it does it. The whole mountain is open. I can do whatever I want to do now. I don't just have to be the racer on the piste anymore. Do you wear it on the inside or the outside of your trousers?
Inside. After trying both, I guess it's a little bit of a vanity thing. Well, both decisions are vanity. You don't want to look too big in your trousers, but it doesn't take up much space, and just somehow it normalizes the whole thing, and you can just fool everyone you're a brilliant skier without any assistance.
It's your little secret. No one knows.
Yeah.
See, I like showing it off. That's my personality. I'm like, oh, yeah, look at what I've got, and I can help spread the message, because so many people like me and like the old Chemmy ski in pain. So you know, they come over and say, what's that? And I get to give them the spiel how it takes. I don't have to take painkillers anymore. I just put this on. Now, obviously, skiing holidays naturally are expensive. All the equipment is expensive. This is an amazing bit of kit. It does cost some money, obviously. Do you think it has good value for money, though?
Do you know, I bought mine quite a few years ago now, and I've kind of forgotten about the expense. I guess at the time, it might have been the same as half ski trip, but it's enabled 10, 15 more. So it's amortized across the whole thing. It's nothing.
And if you think about, how much you're spending on a lift pass anyway, and how much value you're getting from that lift
Exactly.
pass, you can ski longer.
Yeah.
You don't have to stop and have a rest the whole time.
Exactly. Saved in coffees.
And if anyone's on the fence thinking, oh, I'm not sure, I know you're a big fan of it and you wouldn't even ski without it now, but would you recommend it to others?
Absolutely, 100%. And I'm delighted that you are advocating it for them, because little old me can try very, very hard to persuade other people, and I do. And I have converted quite a few friends.
Nice.
I have. And
I think for me it's really important, because I don't want everyone to think, oh, this is for people whose body is deteriorating. Well, actually my body is deteriorating, but I think that age is irrelevant. It's about wanting to get more out of your holiday, to ski harder for longer, to ski new terrain that might have been a confidence issue for you before, to have that support system, and for performance. I genuinely feel like it helps me get on the front of the ski. The skis are made to be bent from that top to the bottom, and actually so many of us ski the middle and the back of the ski, whereas because as you come through the turn, it really pushes that hip up and forward. You can start bending that ski really early in the turn, so you will make better arcs. So ba-boom, ba-boom.
I can't wait.
Oh, I know. This is really hard. I have to keep doing these interviews with the mountains behind, and I've got my mountain top on, and all I'm thinking about, and all these glaciers are starting to open now. And I read some amazing articles about in Scandinavia, lots of the mountains are harvesting the snow for next year. So they've got all this snow that no one skied on for a month. So they're packing it up into kind of huge, huge snowballs, putting film all over them and keeping it. So come September, they'll be able to roll it out and be open early. Amazing. They only lose about 3% of the snow apparently from these bulks that they create. So next winter, Nicola, it's going to be next winter.
Okay.
Us, our ski mojos, and the whole mountainous Alps for us next winter, right?
Absolutely. And all the money we've saved not skiing this year.
Yeah, and not on takeaway coffees or anything like that. I mean, I haven't done any of that. So every time I don't have one out of the house, I think, oh, I can put that towards some skiing.
Yeah, hairdressers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's needed. Anyway, well, thank you so much, Nicola. It's been a
really nice to meet
you. And good luck with going back to school. And
hopefully
one day I'll see you on the slopes.
That would be lovely.